Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. It's election day here in the United States, and today I elected to do something completely different. I'm here at the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to be riding in the open-air car. And okay, guys, I can hear it already. You're saying, what's completely different about that? Well, that's because, guys, today the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway is not going into Lehigh Gorge. Alright, so where is it going then? Well, turns out this is going to be a bucket list item for me, guys. We're going out to Hometown High Bridge, and I believe stopping just short of Marion Avenue. And I've ridden that route, of course, many times, but never on the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway. Now, why are we doing that today? Well, that's because we are replacing the rails at Hetchels Curve in Lehigh Gorge. So we are going to be running out to Hometown High Bridge today and tomorrow. It's a really unique opportunity, and it's something that passengers occasionally still ask for here. Now, why do they ask for it? Well, George Hart, who formerly owned and operated this as Rail Tours, that's where the train used to go. And it used to go there because of the time he owned it. So it's going to be the first time for me doing this ride under the name of the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway. But it's really not the first time that trains have run from Jim Thorpe out to Hometown High Bridge. If anything, that's where everything started. So what will be unique for me is going over that entire stretch of track in the open air car, particularly over Hometown High Bridge. And that'll mean that collectively between 3 different rides, I will have traversed the entire main line except the little part between Jim Thorpe Junction and River Junction. That's where the new freight bridge that curves over the Lehigh River is. But the rest of the main line I will have traversed in an open air car, and that's pretty exciting to me, guys. So what do you say? Let's get your tickets out and all aboard.
Really?
Really?
You're here?
I'm
Okay.
here.
Top of the stairs, ma'am, left or right?
What's the best side to sit on?
The one you're seated on.
Oh, okay.
Seated on.
Seated on.
Yes.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, for anybody that's already boarded the train and waiting for our train to depart, we invite you to visit our King Cole Cafe in Crown Class 450, located near the front of the train.
Gonna be riding with Ginny today.
Snacks and beverages.
Say hi, Ginny. I know you don't want to do an interview, but
that you may enjoy during the ride.
hi, Ginny.
King Cole Cafe.
All right, guys, so you will recognize the first part of this trip. We're, of course, leaving the Jim Thorpe station. We're now past peak fall foliage. There's still some colors hanging on the trees, but not much. But you know what? I actually like that. You get to see more into the woods. So we're not going to film this entire stretch. We'll pick it up where things get a little more unique.
Right, and cross the Lehigh River to enter into Lehigh Gorge State Park. Today, we will travel west through the town of Nesquehoning on our way to the Hometown High Bridge. Coming up on your right is the abandoned PQ switch tower, which was the control center for trains at the junction until April 1972. That's the red brick building on the right-hand side of the train.
Alright, guys, now this is where it gets different. Normally, I missed the beginning of Chip's narration, but he said under normal circumstances we would follow the track to the right. That would, of course, lead us into Lehigh Gorge State Park.
At the Jim Thorpe Junction, we diverge onto the main line of the Reading Northern Railway, which continues northward to Pittston on our new bridge over the Lehigh River. More than 20 years in planning, this bridge opened for service in February 2020 and allowed the Reading Northern Railroad to test the North Reading
And that's Jim Thorpe Junction. Guys, we are now on the main line heading the opposite direction that we normally do. Our normal route, that's off. We would run right below that ridge of red trees there and into Lehigh Gorge State Park. Now you guys have seen me ride this many times, of course, on our Reading trains. But it's a whole different experience being in an open air car. Things are fairly open on this side of the train as we're paralleling an access road. On this side here, guys, you can see the vegetation is scary close. You definitely don't want to stick your head or hands out of the window here. And there is our division marker. Russ, I am in your territory now. That's something that normally doesn't happen on the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway.
Approaching Nesquehoning, we pass under Route 93, which begins just south of our location at a junction with Route 209. Route 93 winds up and over Broad Mountain and runs up to Eastbound, becoming the main thoroughfare in the city.
Coming up on the Nesquehoning Tunnel, guys. First time through that in open air.
Tracks
coming into the town of Nesquehoning now. And after we go through the town, we'll go through our Nesquehoning campus, and you guys will get to see my office. Now, as dumb luck would have it, I am on vacation this week. I put in for this week off back in September, long before we decided we were going to run out to hometown High Bridge. Just for once in my life, I got lucky. I had a day off when I was able to come out here and do this. Building 8, that's our passenger building. And over here in Building 6, where that says signs and graphics, guys, that's my home away from home. And of course, you'll recognize our new train platform. We had a great inaugural season there in 2024, and we're looking forward to more in the years to come. Pretty soon, you're going to see more tracks go in between buildings 3 and 2 here. Then we'll continue the tracks out here on the other side of 2. May even have a track or 2 going into building 1. And then we will catch back up with the main line. We've already extended the track out to where you see these freight cars parked. Actually, 2 very nice surprises. I'll explain why in a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we invite you to visit the Ginny Cafe.
So that is the QAJT. That is one of our freight trains that runs from Tamaqua to Jim Thorpe and back every Tuesday and Friday. So that's a nice surprise to see them sitting on the passing siding. Furthermore, it was really nice to see 2013 being transported back with them. That is the usual engine that we use here on the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway, but it's been out of commission for a little bit. I kind of, from what I heard, thought it was going to be out of commission a lot longer, but to see it back so soon is really happy sign. Looking forward to riding behind that again. And that one, guys, of course, is very special to me because it was the first diesel locomotive I ever got a cab ride in. Hard to believe that was already about a little over a year and a half ago. Lots happened since then. So we'll come back over to this side of the train. We'll see if Matt and Ginny are behaving. Amazingly, they are. I don't know what's wrong with that, but I had to work on that, guys. Coming through this neighborhood, you guys probably remember Alan from Revenge of the Apocalypse. This is the neighborhood where he used to have his phenomenal Halloween display. And we used to come out here and hang out and rail fan at Industrial Drive. Alan has since moved out of the area. Miss having you up here, Alan. Hopefully you're doing well in your new home, though. He'll get it figured out on the next. Yeah. How's it going, Tim? We got our car host, Tim Barnes, here today, enjoying this route for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, something like that. Beautiful day for sure.
Sure is. We got lucky.
It's nice getting reacquainted with this route.
It is. How's Ginny's ride going?
Oh, Ginny's having a wonderful time.
Good.
Yes.
She's trying not to lose her hat.
No, oh no, not the sacred hat.
I don't know, guys. What do you think? Can we make a foamer out of Ginny yet?
Possibly.
I think she's getting there. That's interesting. On our weekend runs, you never really get to see the activity out here. But a lot of the old, from what I understand, a lot of the coal from coal mining's brought out here. There's a power generating plant here. From what I understand, that is now used to mine Bitcoin. I don't know if it's just Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies as well, but maybe you can see a line of our coal hopper cars through there in the woods. I'm not sure the name of the plant, but that is one of our big coal customers. noticing that for some reason I've never filmed that. I don't know how that one's escaped me. I don't think I ever realized there were houses back here. Tibbetts Road with the frog bog that comes after it. Getting a really nice view now without the leaves on the trees. That is just beautiful, guys. Goes further back than I realized. Wow. Seriously, guys, this is the best look I've ever had at it. Helps when you're in the open air car too. And next up will of course be Lake Hotto. For once guys, I'm gonna get the view that I love of the lake without the sun shining in my eyes. This is a great view as we come over the dam and get a good look at Lake Hotto.
Lake Hotto on our right. Two lakes we go encounter on our journey to
Where's Lake Hotto?
This 30-acre spring fed lake was originally built in 1883 as the Hotto Dam. It is now privately owned. The Hotto Estate, a private historic community, can be seen on the North Shore. This is the lake.
See, like so many areas of Pennsylvania right now, the water is a little bit low. There's definitely a shoreline there today visible that I hadn't seen before on our side. We really need the rain, guys. We've had a beautiful month. Sunny, blue skies almost every day. No rain for over a month. Warm temperatures. It's been the perfect fall, but we need the rain. If you've seen in one of my earlier videos, there's a huge wildfire burning on the south slope of Blue Mountain near me. And guys, I'm afraid there's going to be a lot more of that in the coming weeks if we don't get some rain soon. very different about our Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway trip today is, other than the courthouse crossing right in Jim Thorpe, you do not get any grade crossings. So this is a really unusual treat to be able to hear the diesel horn. We now transition from Lake Hawdo to Greenwood Lake, and this is dry not because of the current drought, but because there's some issues with I believe it's a retaining wall or something in the lake, that it was drained a few years ago. It needs repair work before it can be allowed to refill. And I mean, it looks like a wasteland right now, to be honest, but it is pretty cool in its own right. Just something different, though I do hope someday to see it restored as a proper lake. You can see all these tree stumps that used to be where the water was. Getting a better look at it as we get closer to the tree line, and it thins out a bit all the way to the horizon there, guys. That used to be a body of water. And we've got some neat marshland on this side of the train right now. Don't really know anything more specific about it, but it's another cool area. I don't know if you can hear it, guys, but we are climbing a steeper grade now. We'll soon be on what's called Hometown Hill. And after we go up Hometown Hill and under 309 and Washington Street, I think it is, soon after that we'll be over the Hometown High Bridge. That's always the scenic highlight of the Reading trip. It's really cool that the Lehigh Gorge train can come out here today. Definitely looking forward to experiencing it from the open air car. That's something, guys, I've wanted to do for years. Seems like we're checking off a lot of bucket list items lately, and well, that's because we are. And yet there's still so many more ideas I have. That's the cool thing. The more I film here, the more ideas I get. If you had told me 5 years ago when I started doing this that I would have made hundreds of videos, I wouldn't have believed you, but the ideas keep coming. Hi, Daniel. Daniel's our conductor today. And this is Hometown Hill. There's a cemetery back there, and you can make your way through that actually out to this spot here. This is very popular for rail fans to catch the return trip when we run Steam Locomotive 2102. You can really hear her working hard up this grade. It makes an amazing shot. I've only done it one time, and unfortunately somebody else who was there without a camera made me move. I didn't get the shot I wanted. But that shot's more about the sound than the sights, and I did get that.
The plant receives inbound loads of plastic pellets, like those in the hot bars sitting on the track outside. Manufactured everyday items such as
It is Reynolds Consumer Products. They're one of our freight customers up there on the hill. You can see some of the large covered hopper cars up there. And now we're going under Route 309. And we'll have another bridge coming up shortly. Then we go under, and then we get to go over Hometown High Bridge.
We are approaching the special feature of our trip today, the Hometown High Bridge. The bridge in its current form is over 160 feet high and over 1,000 feet long. It is supported by 8 riveted steel towers anchored by 8 concrete piers. The Little Scoop River, now just a stream, will be directly below our train. To the right hand of Kniford Creek.
Not quite there yet, folks.
To give you a little history of the Hometown High Bridge, the first incarnation of the bridge was completed in 1870 when this line was first built. It was made entirely
We're coming up.
with timbers. The threat of fire caused by a
The
hot
leading
coal
diesel's going up to the bridge now.
steam locomotives was a constant
All right, guys, here it comes. We've got our leading diesel, number 2014, getting out on the bridge now.
following the passage of every train. They lived in nearby company-owned homes and worked 12-hour shifts. In the event of a fire, wooden barrels filled with water, along with buckets, were placed on either side of the bridge, approximately every 100 feet. It should be noted that in those early days, there were no side railings on the bridge. However, the wooden structure was built in such a way that any piece of
Here we
timber
go.
could be removed and repaired.
All right, guys,
without
here it
having to
is.
stop train
We've
traffic.
slowed down so everybody can get a better look.
In 1896,
There's the
wooden bridge
dam.
was replaced.
You can take all the damn pictures you like, Russ.
In 1931, the Phoenix Bridge Company rebuilt the bridge into its current form. It was originally intended to be a double-track bridge to carry a planned main line running between New York and Chicago. During World War I, owing perhaps to its strategic location, the bridge was guarded by soldiers against trespassers and intruders. During World War II, security guards provided by the railroad watched the bridge around the clock. Now, the last time the bridge was guarded in such manner was during the 1948 presidential campaign of Harry S. Truman. Truman traveled over 30,000 miles across 28 states, giving over 350 speeches from the platform of his private car, the Ferdinand Magellan. The famous news photo of Mr. Truman holding up the November 3rd, 1948 Chicago Tribune article erroneously proclaiming Dewey defeats Truman was taken from the platform of the Ferdinand Magellan at St. Louis Union Station.
All right, guys, so this is going to be the turnaround point for our trip. We are running a
Now that
push-pull.
the train has come to a complete stop, passengers seated in standard coach and standard coach only may get out of their seats and either push or pull the middle of the seat to change its position for our return trip to Jim Thorpe. If you need assistance, one of our car hosts will be more than happy to help you.
So we are running a push-pull configuration today. We've got GP38-2 number 2014 on the west end. And on the east end, we've got its twin number 2015. And our engineer Kurt is going to have to move from one diesel to the other before we can begin our return trip. Cool thing is, as soon as we get going again, guys, we'll be over Hometown High Bridge yet again, and I will film the other side for you.
And Millionaires Row.
I almost switched once and then there was a hole.
Either as private residences.
That's our engineer Kurt going up to 2015 to take us back.
Historic district.
Hello.
And of course, at Easter time, we have the Easter Bunny.
Alright guys, we're moving again. This time heading back to Jim Thorpe. I think I forgot to mention, guys, they also extended this from the usual 70-minute trip to an 80-minute trip today. Gives us a little more time to enjoy everything.
Over the Hometown High Bridge. That'll be coming up shortly.
You can see these bridge towers. That's where it was supposed to be double tracked. There was never a second track put in. Maybe someday. Getting a view looking south now. It is looking into the sun. I apologize about that. But I do want to give you both sides. You can see the creek below. Now I'm not going to film the entire trip back. I want to spend some time with Ginny, who's riding with me. But anything that's a little bit different than I captured on the way up, say on the other side of the train, I'll flip the camera back on for a few minutes here and there. But more or less, guys, you've seen the route.
Yeah. Everywhere where you see no trees, it's usually really spotty.
Danny saw me put on
so passing by Westchester Plastics. You can see we're also running alongside Route 54. This is something I didn't really show on the way up, but the highway parallels our train all the way to where 54 meets 209 at the east end of our Nesquehoning campus. Catch them wherever they went. Glad to see 2013 back already. Take note of that Nesquehoning station sign, guys. The CNJ used to have a station there, but it burned down, I believe, in the early 70s. So we are not the first railroad. We are not the first railroad to have a station in Nesquehoning, but we're the only ones recently to have one. Checking out these houses here. Still dream of having a house along the tracks someday, guys. These ones are a little too jammed next to each other for my liking, though, but we'll see what the future holds. There's a family up there enjoying watching the trains go by. And we're now leaving Nesquehoning. Guys, we're coming up on Jim Thorpe Junction. And that little stretch of track takes us back to Nesquehoning Junction, and that's where things start to look familiar again. This has really been a wonderful trip. It's a beautiful day. It's probably close to 70 degrees by now. I love how this section of trees still has some good color. Most of the rest of the area is stripped bare by now, though. It's Jim Thorpe Junction, and that track curving away from us and over the river, that is our main line. And in the background there, that's the Coldport Bridge. That's where the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway normally runs.
Now traveling through the Nesquehoning Junction, look to the left of the train, you will be able to see the abandoned PQ switch tower, which was the control center for all the trains traveling through this junction. It's been abandoned since 1972. The red brick building up on the left-hand side of the train.
So look at the back side of the PQ switch tower. And all of these trees you see here, guys, this used to be a rail yard. This was the CNJ rail yard and their control tower. Alright, you guys know the way from here. We'll pick it back up at the station. Alright, guys. 2013 is back home. We saw that out west of Nesquehoning on the way in.
Go past our turntable again.
And,
Once again,
wrong side.
That's the end of the Jim Thorpe Railroad.
Thought they were going to be on the other side, but they're not. It's the QAJT dropping off 2013 and picking up 2012.
Now, on behalf of the staff and the management of the railroad, we'd like to thank you for riding with us today as we celebrate our 20th anniversary. After we come to a complete stop at the station, please exit the train. There's an open door and a step box containing uniform monitors the train. We ask that you take your time getting off the train and remember to hold on to the yellow handrails and watch your step. Please do not come down the steps with your hands in your pockets. Now, for more information about our trains and about future schedules, please visit our website at www.lgsry.com. Have a wonderful day and enjoy your time in the historic town of Jim Thorpe, taking in all it has to offer. Thank you, and God bless our troops, and God bless America.
Like that Tesla Model X, guys. Another one of my someday fantasies. Yeah, and back to Jim Thorpe Station. Lehigh Gorge welcoming us back. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that trip as much as I did. We had perfect weather for this. Thank you, Ginny, for riding along with me.
Bye-bye.
Alright, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you down the tracks.